Alright, so today I want to go ahead and take some time to discuss all of the new updated Q&A and one specific thing that people are kind of talking about. I want to talk about and give my personal opinion about that. And we're going to go through that and maybe get a discussion going. So let's start with this, the starter deck, the Guardian of Namekians. And I will, full disclosure, haven't seen all of these. I've seen some of these, but like I said, I wanted to go through and see, like I said. So Piccolo Jr. So can you activate this card's Awaken skill when all of your energy is active mode? That's okay. Thank you for that. that there. Of course you can. Of course you can. Piccolo Jr. Evil Reborn. Evil Reborn. And let me pull up these cards just to make sure. So for this one, Piccolo Jr. Evil Reborn, can you activate this card's skill even when your opponent doesn't have any battle cards? I think they're saying about the leader card, since it does specify him. They're saying choose one of your battle cards, choose your opponent's battle cards of 5 or less and KO it, and it gains 5,000. So they're saying you can pay green and give yourself 5,000, even though this says choose one of your opponent's battle cards. It doesn't say choose up to. That's interesting. Interesting. I guess one energy 5k. That's cool, I guess. Indomitable Link. Piccolo. When you activate this skill, it allows you to search your deck. Upon resolve the skill, can you look through the decks of the card and confirm what's in your life and deck area? You cannot. Even though the ruling for the tournaments are, I think it's like 1 minute or 30 seconds or something like that. It says do not look at other cards unless absolutely necessary. Okay, Bandai, you let me know. You let me know how that goes. You play me and we can I'll be like, as soon as you look through your deck once, I'd be like, all right, you're done, you're good. What happens to battle cards when they reach 0 power or less? They are KO'd. I think that's pretty obvious when it comes to that, but I think some people, since it doesn't specify like on the baby cards, I can understand where the confusion is. Golden Great Ape Son Goku, can you activate Awaken? Yeah. That's really much it. That's really about it for that one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure for that one. Let's move on to the next. All right, this is all the Colossal Warfare stuff. This is the leader card, the Son Goku. I want to say BT4001. Yeah, I think that's the leader card. Can you activate? Yes, that's always there. Yes. These are all yes. Rampaging Great Ape Baby. Okay. So can you use this card's auto skill to choose battle cards with your in your own battle area barrier? So that's a yes. Since it is not your opponent's skills, that is just fine. Thank you, Bandai. Again, nothing I would say is kind of obvious, but not obvious for everybody. What happens to battle cards when they reach 0 power? Same thing for earlier, they get KO'd. When you activate this card's auto when there's no battle cards in your area, no, you can't. So that's important. I think that's actually one of the things that I mentioned before, in which it requires it. So which doesn't, okay, this is Bandai's thinking, is that you have to resolve all of your auto as much as possible, and that goes with any card. But if you don't require if you don't meet a requirement in the first part, you can't do the second. Even though for the Piccolo one, there is no battle card that you can KO, but you can raise it 5k. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because this one, if we take a look, right here, in which this card attacks, you draw 1 and then choose one of your battle cards and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, they both lose 10,000. So one of those things that it doesn't really make sense. So can you not draw? Because it says can you activate the auto skill? Why would they put this in the Q&A that says more Q&A? Or that causes more Q&A. So I guess they mean the auto skill, in which reduces their 10k, their battle cards by 10k, not the draw effect. I'm guessing you have to draw, and you can't activate the battle card skill. Huh. Guess we'll find out what's up with that. But that is definitely a liability if you have no battle cards in your area. Ugh. Triple Flash, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Watch out for the deck profile for that. I'm gonna be putting out one for that. A lot of people are very effy about that card. If you use EX Evolve on top of a Rest Mode card, it does come into Rest. There you go. If you use EX Evolve to play it on top that receives 5 power and double strike, do they transfer over, it retains the 5k, but not the double strike. That is pretty obvious. But again, if you're not a judge or whatever, I get it. But always remember that power always goes over, just not keyword skills. Can you activate this EX Evolve the same time that you activate the EX Evolve? Yeah, you can. That's the whole point. There you go. Power Friendship Pan. You activate the skill that allows you to search through the deck. Can you look through everything else? No, you can't. Already went through that. Look at a specified number of cards on the top of your deck. Do you declare the number of cards beforehand? No, that's not necessary. You can stop. So that is one of the things that I guess. So like, for instance, the Trunks power overseeing, or not power overseeing time, but the Bridge to the Future that looks at the top two. It says look at the top two or up to top two, and you can take one and then drop the other. But this is saying you can look at one, if you like it, you can take it and not drop the other. A lot of back and forth with that. If you see something else in another ruling, let me know. You can play this card using his card skills. You have to pay the cost. Nope. Cool, I guess. Dependable mom is saying it for your own barrier, so yes, you can. That's fine. That should be obvious at this point. This is saying to look through your deck. You can't specify number. You can't, or you don't have to. Not necessary. What happens to battle cards for 0 power? It gets KO'd. That's easy. When your opponent plays a battle card that that this card auto skill gives negative 20,000 and KOs it, does that card's auto skill that activates it when it comes into play still resolves? Yes, it does. So one of the things that people always gets mixed up is that for Mafuba, if it gets Mafuba, does it still go off for auto? Yes, it does, because it was there beforehand, and especially if you're turn player, then it's still gonna go off because the turn player's auto still is choice. So you have to you do it per the turn player, and you use the auto effect of the turn player. But in general, if he does get KO'd and it gets played, it still goes off. There you go. This is interesting. When a battle card with barrier enters your opponent's battle area, does the card's auto activate and resolve? Yes, it does. Woo! You can't choose a battle card with barrier that just entered into play, however. Huh. Okay, what? Wait, huh? You can't choose the battle card with barrier that just entered play, however. But you just said, you just said I could. Okay, well, I'm guessing they're saying after. I know. I'm guessing they're saying after that you can't choose it. So there you go. But that is really cool, because now people who think barrier is a protected class, I guess, that enters against the baby, the one that let's go take a look real quick. So this is the card that's in question. Has triple strike to 30,000 and once per turn on your turn or their turn. When this card attacks, or when your opponent plays a battle card and your leader card is a machine mutant, draw one and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and loses 20,000. Because it says choose one of your opponent's battle cards, that's why. And the thing about this is that you have to understand the whole effect. So one, when you attack, you can still choose. And when they play a battle card, you don't have to choose the one they just played. So when they play one, the activate or the auto procs off, and you can choose whatever battle card on the field. If you want to choose the one that just got played that has barrier, you can still do that, and you can still KO it. So that would be a perfect thing for, you know, preface a Discovery Goku, for instance, in which has 15,000, and now it's KO'd, but their auto still goes off, and they get to untap too. But it's very good because you still get to draw one, and now they lost a battle card. Or if they played something like a 5-drop or a 1-drop and they have a KO on board, you can KO that thing instead. It's just hilarious. And this is a very, very, very good card. And I can't wait to see some play in this. All right, moving on. Saiyan Strength Baby. What happens to battle card 0? Yeah, we already know. You activated the skill to search through your deck. Already know. You have to pay for the energy costs. I already know. Saiyan Onslaught Kefla. Okay, this is good. Well, they didn't even say it, but I guess it's the Union Patora. After Union Patora, it goes into active. That's really the Q&A that I wanted to see. But oh well. Use Union Patora to play a card on top of the card. That made sense. And you receive 5,000 in double strike. Do they power boost skill? You kind of went through that. Vow Revenge, kind of went through that. Revenge Death Ball, already went through that. This card's skill activated reduces attacking battle card to reduce to 0 during defensive tap. What happens? The KO and the battle ends. Okay, well, there you go. Choose to, oh, can you choose use a skill to choose battle cards in your own battle area barrier? Yes, you can. So, you already know. Yes, that's easy. Awaken a barrier. Yes, you can. Hurrigan. Yes, you can. For that, ignoring barrier means you can choose battle cards if they have barrier. Someone asked that. I guess they're like, just in case. In effect, returns a card your opponent gained control to your hand, who's a return to your original card's hander. That's fine. This is, let's say you had Toa. This one bounces one card from the opponent's hand or opponent's field into their hand. And if they controlled it with Toa or something like that, it returns to your hand instead. That's what they mean. Same thing for this. City Patrolman, does it reduce the specified cost by 2? So if you have 2 Videls, I believe, it doesn't. So there you go. Can you activate the skill when they have no battle cards? Yes. That's easy. Oath's Power Trunks. Does auto skill activate at the end of the turn? Yes, it does. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, so if it Cold Bloodlust it, which it swings back to active after they attack, or if it's in rest mode at the end of the turn, the Cold Bloodlust ends and you can still restand it. That's good to know. Heroic Trunks, you can't search through it. If you have to reveal it, that's already known. Energy Blasted Trunks, you cannot. Yes, yes. Okay, let's get through these. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Oh, here we go. Just a quick overview about this card. You evolve for 4 with a cost of 7 or more for Hurrigan. And when you play this card, choose one of the palette cards and turn and up to 1 card from their hand and place on top of their owner's deck in any order. And when you attack with it, if there's a Phantom Demon leader card like the Tapion Hurrigan, you choose 1 card, this card, and 1 from your hand, set it to warp, negate the attack, and then warp it until the next main phase. So there's a lot to this one. If you use X Evolve on top of the rest mode, I already know that. 55k and double strike, you already know that. You attempt to attack with this card, then attack negated, all the autos still go off. There you go. When you play this card, yes you do, okay. Return the card, your opponent gain control of the top of his deck. Oh, let's already know that one. When you play this card, when placing cards from the battle area and hand on top of the deck results of the card's skill, who does the player who activated the skill to get to decide what order they go on top of the deck? They do. Okay, that's good to know. You gain control of this card from your opponent, activate the auto skill. Whose battle area does it come into at the beginning of the, wait, oh, okay. Oh, that's cool too. All right, so you gain control of this card from your opponent, right? So you take control of it and then you use the effect to warp it. It goes back to your battle area. Pretty cool. And you gain control. Whose warp is this card? Oh, it goes to their warp. Oh, okay, I guess, cool. I guess if they use power control over power overseeing time, they can get it back. So that's cool to know, I guess. All right then. So you attempt to attack with this card, but then the attack is negated. You activate any resolves. Yes, 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 yes. Already went through that. Yes, yes. Already went through that. Already went through that. Already went through that. Already went through that. Yes. Already know that. Because you only can have 4 number of super combos, so you can use 2 of the boost attack and then 2 of these guys. You can do that. No, you can't. No, you can't. Ectoplasm. Okay, so you can use this card's counterplay to choose a battle card in your battle area barrier. Yes, you can. That's fine. And you choose to pay the cost. Yep. Or no. And then. Oh, okay. So can you play? Oh, okay. So I think this is just to clarify that you can still play your counterplay skills against your own cards, but not your battle cards. So you can play Ectoplasm, and if you need a review, this is what it is. If you choose 1 of your Hurrigan in your battle area and send it into your warp, and then it comes back to your battle area from your warp. Well, yeah. Okay, there you go. So you can still do that in response to a battle card that has deflect. So pretty cool to know. It's just that you can't, it's not that you can't play any deflect, is basically what it is. Already know this, already know this. Legendary Flute, ooh baby. Alright, so in effect returns the cards to the owner's hand. Alright, I already knew that. And you return to 1. There's a, oh, okay, so if you use this card to return one of your battle cards that your opponent took control of, if that card was your own battle card, draw 1 card. Does that start part resolve? Yes, it does. That makes sense. Can you use this card to return the battle card you took control over the battle card and then draw 1? No, you can't because it's not yours. And let's see, you can use 1 for barrier. That's cool. I already know this. Okay, so when this card attacks and your opponent uses counter attack, the skill to remove one of your Namekians, reducing the number of Namekian cards. What happens? The condition of the bond 2 are no longer met, so it doesn't gain critical. Hey, that's good to know. So if you, I guess if you, I guess that makes sense for all the bond cards then, I would say. Because if you're trying to draw and you're trying to resolve for like nail or something, and you KO something with like speedy surprise attack with another card, and you KO something and it only has 1 for nail, and they try to attack and draw, they can't do it. Okay. Well, I guess it got, well, I would have to see some more clarification on that. Barrier, already know. Already know this one. Already know this one. Okay, here he goes. So when you attack and they use counterattack to remove one of your battle area cards, what happens? So now it does not, when this card auto skill resolves, it won't be met, so you can't draw a card or 5,000. So you're against like speedy surprise attacking, you counterattack, KO something else like a Namekian or another battle card, and they don't have any more, they can't resolve that auto. Interesting. That's going to be an issue when you're trying to go against that, because a lot of people are going to try to argue otherwise. Oh, I wish they clarified a little bit more as far as this goes. You attempt to attack with a card with attack negated. Can you activate any auto skills when this card attacks? There you go. Whatever. Yes, you can. Actually, the attack and skated they resolved. I already knew that. I just wanted to clarify. If you have no energy active, can you still play sacrifice? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. Just like the other card for Goku lineage. Oh, same thing for the Bardock, but this one says choose up to 1 for the Bardock. This one is the take 1 life and then choose to KO something in rest mode, but not so much the other one. Interesting. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is the 5-drop Abrupt Breakthrough Son Goku. So if something gets KO'd that's 5 or more, that's Goku lineage, and you have this in your hand, you get to play it for free. So for this one, it says one of your Goku lineage with the 5 or less is removed from the battle area by the opponent's skills. You have 2 copies in your hand. What happens? You reveal both cards, both skills enter pending. After that, the first card's auto skill resolves and comes into play. And then, when the other second card's skills, if you have no battle cards in your battle area, the condition isn't met, so the skill doesn't resolve. So you can't do that. That makes sense. Alright, good to know. I just kind of skipped through most of this stuff because all of it's pretty much the same. This is interesting for the Demigras leader ability, I suppose. Yeah, the wormhole leader ability where you can play Overwhelm or Dark Overwhelm. So when you activate Overwhelm, when Wormhole is in effect, later that same turn, Wormhole comes into effect, can you activate Overwhelm the second time during that turn? Yes, they did not say a third time, so it doesn't stack. However, you can do it the second time after you awaken. So that's pretty good. You activate Dark Overwhelm, Wormhole is in effect, same thing. Activate Overwhelm when is okay. How many times are you gonna say that? So this is Overwhelm, saying that. Okay. All right. So you're not gonna clarify all that other stuff. Okay, that's fine. Oh, this is also a good one. What counts as a skillless battle card? A battle card without any card text, so vanilla cards only. All right, let's switch over to the new keywords for the game Q&A. I think this one has swap, which is basically why I wanted to make this video in the first place. Let's scroll all the way down to here. This one was already answered before. Can you use counterplayer or that's a bad typo. Counterplay skills in response to deflect. You can still do that, but not the actual battle card. You gain control of one of your bonus battle cards. Do you still use bond, like the nail, basically? So our cards, well, hold on. Our cards in your battle area that originally bond with your opponent treating up cards. Oh, okay, yeah, that was right. So you can still use it. Here we go. So where can you activate swap from? You can only activate it from the battle area. When can you activate? During your main phase. Does a player with swap carry over the changes to power or position? No, that's a quick one. Can you choose not to play a battle card specified by swap? Now here's the issue. Yes, you can. So if you do so, you still return the battle card that was activated swap, or the activated swap to your owner's hand. So here's the issue: is that the Bardock 1-drop SR that you play and you take 1 life that has no cost for swap, you can swap that out and play it again after you swing or do whatever. And that's kind of an issue because now you don't even need Legendary Flute. You can just play it as a Super Saiyan 3 and just awaken the first time. I mentioned that in the Legendary Flute video that I did earlier. And this one now kind of opens the door for all the swap cards in order to swing with it, return it to your hand, and then not even swap for that. You can still pay the energy, but for these free cost swap cards like the Bardock and maybe even the 2-drops or whatever it is, you can just return it, and now you have a viable thing for that. I think the biggest issue, and really the only issue to me, is the Bardock, but this could be a little bit of an issue later on, because this is even a swap. This is just a return to hand. So why would you call it swap? Don't rule it that way, Bandai. Call it as it is. If you're gonna name this and be able to return it to your hand without swapping a battle card, just name it return. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's the thing. And give it an option to play another battle card. That's just so stupid. That's silly. Anyway, moving on. You gain control of your opponent's battle cards if you activate a swap. That card swap, what happens? You choose a battle card from your hand and play it, and return it to their owner's hand. That's pretty interesting, actually. Here we go. So this is for Dark Overrealm, where you can play it, and all these other ones. That's kind of self-explanatory. But the one that I was looking for, after activating Dark Overrealm, can you activate Overrealm during the same turn? No. So you can't. It can only be once per turn. Why didn't you put that on the card? I have no idea. It said you can be up to once per turn, or up to 1 for Overrealm. But I'm like, it says 1, but for which one? Can you do both? Anyway, it's probably just me being stupid, but at the same time, that answers a lot of stuff, and I'm glad for that. And then the wormhole stuff is kind of like the same stuff from the other side. So there you go. That is it. I spoke a lot. I'm going to cut this up a little bit as far as content. So what do you think about these rulings? What do you think is going to be in the future after these rulings take an effect and people are aware of them? How does this affect the set 4, etc., etc.? Let me know how you feel. Tell me how you really feel. Give me some good insight. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.